episode of Coffee with the Coaches.
Oh yeah.
We got one coach drinking coffee.
Protein with the coaches today.
Yeah, I just finished up my protein shake. Just got my workout in. I was using My Zone today, which was awesome because it made me push myself harder in my workouts because it's like, oh man, I'm still in the green. Like I want to get to the yellow. And guys, we're kicking off a My Zone challenge on Saturday. And all you have to do is have a My Zone belt. So we got these. We have a few of them left over. We got these right here, so pick one up. You guys get this this cool belt. You wear it around your chest right here, and it shows you on live time on our screen how many calories you're burning, what's your heart rate at, and you get to rack up points depending on like how much effort you're putting in and the amount of time you stay in the higher zones, those are the ones that are going to count for the challenge, the green, yellow, and red zones. And so it's been cool because I've been watching my zone, and I like sit in the blue sometimes. I'm like, oh no, I gotta go because I want to get some points. How do you guys like training with my zone?
I think it's awesome. Like just to go off what you were saying today, it was cardio day, and I was hovering around like 85%, and I kept on looking at the monitor to see if I could push myself to 90, and I did, and I got to like 92. And so without it, I probably wouldn't do it. So it's just, it gives you that extra push, that extra motivation, because you know you can go a little harder.
Yes, and that's what Gus was telling us on the mic today. Like, you think we're going hard, but you could always go a little harder. I'm like, yes, I can.
And don't be scared, guys. I know someone asked me earlier today, oh, if I get to the red, should I stop or should I slow down? She was a little scared. But no, that doesn't mean you're going to faint, you're going to pass out. No, that actually just means you're pushing yourself. That's how hard you're pushing yourself. So red is excelente. So keep on pushing yourself, guys. Don't be scared of reaching that red.
Awesome.
Yes, you want to get in those high zones, man, because we want a high intense workout, right? So those higher intensity levels are good for us. It's good for the heart to get it stronger. And for people also like that have a hard time getting to those higher zones, it's because you have a strong, healthy heart. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does mean that you have to put in a little bit more effort into your workouts to like really ramp it up, okay? So everyone's at different levels, and it's super, super fun. And I can't wait for the challenge to kick off because I've been learning about our members that they like little friendly competition, so.
By the way,
especially Coach Susie.
I'm such a competitive person, I will say it loud and proud. But it pushes you and it brings out a little bit of you that you didn't know that was in there. That's why I love it. Anyways, when it comes to your heart rate, if you subtract your age from 220, it'll give you your peak heart rate. So that's something good to know as you're paying attention to the monitors up there to see how high you can get your heart rate.
Yes. Cool. And I love it too, because like if you're in here working out and I'm running a session and like I'm watching your My Zone, it's like, oh, okay, I know we can push them a little bit more. So get your My Zone, you guys. Challenge starts on Saturday, so don't snooze. Get
I'm gonna win.
Nayeli says she loves her My Zone.
Yeah,
she's been wearing it for a while. Angie says hi. What's up, Angie?
How's it going, Angie?
Hello to everybody that is
Yes.
watching on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys for showing up. We love being here with you guys every Wednesday. We look forward to it. And I think we'll just kind of jump into our topic today.
All right, sounds good. So I think we've been putting it on Instagram. We've been talking about it a little bit more this week. The topic this week really is just kind of who inspired us, who kind of gave us inspiration to, I guess in a way, lead the lives that we each live right here. Now, clearly, we're the Dream Team. We're all working together towards our goals as a unit and trying to make everything go as best as possible. But we all came from very different backgrounds. We all came from very different atmospheres. I mean, except for like these two in a way. But we all came from like different backgrounds. But yeah, exactly. They're still extremely different people. So there's a lot of stuff that builds us into who we are, and a lot of individual things and conversations for other days. But inspiration is kind of what helps you develop into who you want to be, because you look at the people that you find inspiring and that can do these things that you want to be on that same level, and it kind of pushes you to go in that direction some more. So I'm actually really excited to see who everybody gets inspired by, you know, because it's not always these like high and mighty people that are almost like celebrities in the eyes of everybody else. it's family members, it's friends, it's old coworkers, current coworkers, people that you're with that you might not think is just like that root of inspiration, but they really are, because they try to pull the best out of you every single day. Now, I'll go first really quick with my first one, and then we'll circle back to me at the end, because I know I got a handful to talk about. But I just want to go out and say that, like, first and foremost, my biggest inspiration is my dad. Like, that goes without any other hesitation. Like, when I was making my list of people, that was the first one that came to mind, and then everybody else was more of a challenge to jot down. And I say that just because that's the person that's done the most for me in my life, and I could always reflect back, and there's always that root where if it wasn't for my dad and all of the work he did and all the sacrifices that he's put in, that I wouldn't be in a position that I am to go after a dream that I have of being in the fitness industry and building myself up, or having the availability to do so, because he did nothing. Like, he came from pretty much nothing and decided to just work as hard as he could to provide for me and my family, and do the absolute best that he could every single day, and show me that if you work hard enough and you work smart enough, you really can do what you want to, but you got to do those two things in tandem. You can't just work hard, or you can't just rely on being smart at the things you do. You have to be able to have both of them, and to really drive that home and to dig deep into everything that you do. So that's what I am extremely inspired by and fired up. I know I had a really good conversation with him yesterday. And it's just a continuous process of me working on myself in a way to reflect on what he's already accomplished and done. And also, to a degree, I'm extremely competitive like Susie in order to top him in some ways or another. But it's all, I feel like almost everything I do is rooted in that sentiment. And I take that extremely to heart, and very, very personally, and with a lot of passion and drive. So that's the biggest thing for me. But now I'll pass on the mic. I don't know who wants to go first.
Well, I have a question for you, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
How often do you...
Jeez.
Too bad you can't.
Too inspired, you can't contain yourself.
How often do you take the time to have like a one-on-one with your dad, or catch up with him, or like how often do you ask him for advice?
It honestly doesn't happen as frequently as I would like. And it's interesting because I still live at home, I still live with my parents and everything. And it's almost like it's taken a lot from me to kind of have the, I don't know what you would call it, but to open up in conversations. Like, usually opening up myself to my dad is something that I never want to do, because again, I see him as this person that's like, he's done all this stuff, so I need to work to get to that level. But I'm learning more and more through personal growth and stuff that I just need to open up and have those conversations. Like, most of the advice and things that happen is just through the actions he does. So it's like, he never exactly tells me like, get up, go to work, do these things, just like go out and do it. Like, he does it every single morning. He wakes up earlier than I do and comes home later than I do on most days. And it's like, I take that with a grain of salt whenever I go through things. And that's why I also have an extremely positive mindset at almost everything, because I know that things could be in a different situation. Like, I could be in a different situation. And to that degree, like, it was interesting, like, because that conversation yesterday had that, where I told him, I was like, I'm not exactly comfortable having this like more heart-to-heart conversation, because it's very like Hispanic, manly kind of, like, we don't talk about like feelings or nothing like that. It's very just like, okay, what happened that day? This is factually what happened. Let's move on with our lives. But it was cool, because having that conversation, I would have never thought that it would have led to a lot more. Granted, it makes sense, but it was cool because he was like, just like talk, don't hold it in, just talk about it. If you want to talk about it, go ahead. And he also said, he's like, I was never someone that really talked to other people or like opened up that much, but it's something that he knows he has to work on too, which is another cool thing, because it's like, even the people that inspire you have work that they see in themselves that they still need to grow and improve themselves in those, I guess, ways. So there's that.
What you got, Susie?
Let's work our way down this way.
I could not start this off without starting off with the strongest woman I know, which is my mother. Gosh, I don't know how I'm like not gonna get emotional with this.
I can hear it already.
I know. So I know I don't really share a lot of my personal life with you guys, but I come from a family of all women. So my mom and 4 sisters. So we're all girls. I have no brothers. My parents divorced when I was very young. So to be honest with you, my dad wasn't really a part of my life until like more of my like adulthood. But my mom is the most amazing woman in the world. She has made everything look so simple. Something was broken, you fixed it. She always had a full course meal. I'm talking about like 3-course meal, dessert, fresh made water, like or what do you call it? My translating there. But everything was always said and done, and she made it seem like so simple. And it's funny because now, like the woman that I am now, I find myself doing those things, like doing the 3-course meals, the desserts, the fresh lemonade or whatever it is. And it's just because she's instilled that in me, and I didn't even notice. She's also the only woman that when I'm having a hard day, she knows, like she'll randomly call me and she's like, how are you doing? And I'm not having a very good day. And she's been there for me in the lowest of lows and has reminded me to keep my chin up, and that I am capable and that I am strong enough. And she's knocked some sense into me when I needed it. And I would not be the woman that I am today if I didn't have her as a mother, like hands down. And then another strong woman in my life is my oldest sister, Lucille. She is a badass, like complete badass. She's very smart. She will do something and she is a fighter, and I just admire who she is as a person. I love having deep conversations with her. I know that I can come to her with like the craziest thought in my head and she's gonna understand me and she's gonna support me. Of course the rest of my sisters, like there's something that I just get from every single one of them that has shaped me into the woman that I am now. And that's why I'm all about women empowerment, because like that's who I'm around, these strong, beautiful women. And I also have to kind of remind this one that I'm not used to having a man in my life. So it's hard for me sometimes to step back, but I love being able to do that. Like I love having somebody there that can do those things for me. Another person that I am inspired and I admire a lot is a longtime coworker of mine, Adrian. We worked together for about 10 years. He was very young when he started working with me, and eventually he became my assistant and literally like my left hand. And I say my left hand because I'm left-handed. My right hand isn't much, but he's just one person that was able to like bring me down and humble me when I needed to be humbled, because I'm very stubborn at times and very hard-headed. And I know that sometimes it's not easy to come to me and tell me like, hey, you need to calm down. And he always told me the truth. He always told me what I needed to work on. He wasn't intimidated by me or afraid. And I've expressed this to him too. He's helped me a lot in realizing what I need to change so that I could be a better person. And I appreciated the courage that he had to come and talk to me, because I know sometimes I was a little crazy. And just in general, those 3 people, whenever I'm going to make a decision in life, I always seek their advice, because I know that I'm going to get good advice from them and not an opinion, right? And like you always have to be careful about who you ask, for advice, because people don't understand where you're coming from, or they're going to give you their perspective of something. And Adrian, my sister Lucille, and my mom, like they're always going to tell me what's best for me, because they know me and what I want in life, and they understand that. So those are people that I completely admire and give credit to, like for who I am today. There's also been points in my life where I didn't really have the support that I needed, right? So I learned to kind of get inspired and find that motivation through books. So as we mentioned on the previous Coffee with the Coaches, I love Eckhart Tolle books. He's an amazing person. He's somebody that when I read his books, it's really helped me understand like me, my emotions, my ego, where they're coming from, like where they started, how I can be better. And it also helps me understand what other people are going through and how I can understand where they're going through or what they're going through and how I can kind of help guide them. So, I've been in some very dark moments in my life where the only person to get me out was me. So I really had to find that within myself, and reading all of these self-help books were extremely helpful in that. And last but not least, I admire this gentleman here.
Well, thank you.
This man, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but he wakes up at 4 a.m. every single day and is just like working. And I always tell him, like, I want to be like you when I grow up. Because, like, I'm not a morning person at all, but he gets, like, so many things done. And I love having a partner that has that level of respect and drive for themselves, because it makes me want to continue to be like that. And, you know, I love doing life like this. And so.
Awesome. I'll do life like this with you forever.
Awesome.
You guys hear that?
Don't cry, guys.
All right, Daniel.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yes.
I gotta say, hearing how your mom inspires you, I love hearing that because I see that in you like 100%, and that's something that I admire about you. Is just like you do so much and you go like above and beyond to do these things, and like you make it look super simple. And it's like it doesn't faze you. You just get it done, and you do a lot, and you go very like in depth. Like you said, like your mom did all these things, like these 3-course meals and desserts. Like you're going like deep to do these things for people, and it just like comes off so easy. So that's just awesome because I totally see that in you, and that's awesome to know that you got that from your mom.
Yeah, I mean, she whips up some amazing meals out of like anything and everything that we have in the house, and it always looks beautiful and like presented very, very well, and she takes a lot of pride in it, and I do really appreciate that.
Like my mom would decorate our plates with oranges and like crazy stuff, garnishing. Like that's her.
Awesome. So for me, the folks that have inspired me throughout my life, obviously, I think your parents are a big inspiration to you. I think for me it's a little different, kind of similar to like Valencia. Like my dad inspired me through like his work ethic and seeing him work very, very hard. I think the only difference was, though, if I can be 100% honest, is that he worked hard, but he didn't work smart. And that's, he inspired me to have that work ethic, to get up every day, get up early, put in the work. But he didn't make the best decisions throughout life, and I learned from that I needed to work smarter and not always harder. So he did inspire me in one way, and then I learned some things a different way, so that way I can implement in my life and be the person who I am today. And so, from that, like, yes, I got a lot of good out of it, but then I learned from the not so good. And so I do even thank him for that, because it's made me the person who I am today. So I learned a lot from him as I was younger and growing up. But the one person that really did inspire me the most as a young adult would be the founder and CEO of Fit Body Bootcamp, and that'd be Bedros Keuilian. As soon as I heard about Fit Body, and I knew that we could open up a location here in Modesto, I had started like doing some research on Fit Body and Bedros, and he has a podcast that he puts out like on a weekly basis. And when I first found out about him, I just became obsessed with like trying to figure out like who he was, and like why should I go into business with him and open up a location under Fit Body. And just listening to his conversations, him talking about being an entrepreneur, business owner, the discipline that he has, the mindset that he has, like no one had ever spoken to me that way. And granted, it was through like a podcast and I was just listening, but he spoke to me more so than anybody ever has in my entire life. And I thankfully get to, I've spoken to him in person many times now, and I still consider him very much like as a mentor. And he has inspired me more than anybody that I could really say. Because he gave me that courage to want to go and open up my own business and not even knowing exactly how to do it. Like I have background in business, but not even a whole lot. I had no background in fitness. That comes from, my sister. But just listening to him talking about like that you can pretty much do anything that you set your mind to, as long as you won't give up. Because I do have that work ethic. I've never quit in anything. I've failed many times, but I've never quit. And I knew that if I were to go into business, I wouldn't ever stop. Like I would literally die before I let my business die. And so, and he just instilled all those thoughts and beliefs, having like an abundance mindset versus like a scarcity mindset. Like I had no idea what those two things meant, and just recognizing what that meant and really trying to instill that in my life really motivated me to do this and to even go further. And we've been in business now for 2 years, and I feel like we're barely scratching the surface of what we're capable of doing, and I owe it all to listening to him throughout that time period. And I still listen to him every day, pretty much. He has a book out that I would highly recommend called Man Up. I've read that, I've listened to it, and just, constantly, he's like constantly in my ear about like different things, and I'm just like constantly listening and trying to level myself up too. So definitely Bedros is the number one on my list for sure.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, our dad was definitely a hard worker, and Daniel got that from him, and that's something that I admire about him, because we were totally different as kids. Like, he worked hard and was like focused and got things done, and I was just like messing around and not focused and like just doing whatever. So it's been awesome, like actually working together and seeing that drive like every single day. Monday.
Never quits.
Cool. All right. So I have a handful of people that I'm kind of thinking about, but I will start off with my mom. She definitely inspired me, especially like growing up. We didn't have a great relationship, but obviously, like, I watched my mom and I saw how she lived her life. And my mom was very much of just like the type of person that she's gonna do whatever she wants to do. Like, she doesn't care what anybody's gonna think, and she's gonna, like, if she wants to do it, she's gonna do it. And I always admired that about her, and I think that it totally rubbed off on me, because I'm very much like that. Like, if I don't really care what people think, like, I'm gonna be the way that I am and do what I want to do and say what I want to say and just be myself, be like my authentic self. And I got that from my mom. So that she's always inspired me in that way. And I wish she was still that way, because now she's not as much. I'm like, dude, look, you never used to care, but it's okay, people change. Love you, Mom. So my mom definitely inspired me, and now and it drives her crazy, because she's like, I know you get it from me, like, whatever. Anyways, and some other people that have inspired me, and this was like a few years back when I still lived in San Jose. I remember I went to this workshop, and it was like a yoga and meditation workshop, and it was the first time I was really getting into learning about yoga. I had kind of just started doing some research like on Instagram and was getting interested in it. And I remember going to this workshop with these two ladies. I don't remember their names, but they just seemed so peaceful and kind and like just happy with themselves and like with the way that they're living their lives. And I was just like so inspired by them, and have since then like tried to keep yoga and meditation a part of my life. And they, I was very vividly remember them talking about how like you have to continue to practice yoga, like you have to do it at least like 3 times a week, because it's just like your muscle memory, and if you don't do it often, you're gonna lose it. And yoga goes way beyond like what you do on your mat. So they inspired me, and luckily now I have 2 other women. They run a business called Elevate the Globe, Britt and Tara, and I'm a part of their like a group that they have. And they inspire me all the time, because they're just constantly talking about like, you need to show up. You have to show up every day, and you have to like work on yourself. And like we do Kundalini Yoga, which is like very intense yoga. We do all kinds of like crazy postures and breath work and different things. And it's very intense, and it's very hard, and it's very uncomfortable. But you do it so that way, outside, like off of your mat in your life, when things are uncomfortable or hard, like you're able to fight through it and get through it, because like you do the work on your mat. So they definitely inspire me. I love that I have them to look up to for like my spiritual inspiration. And then somebody who inspires me from the fitness industry is Todd Durkin.
Get your mind right.
Yes, get your mind right. Like, I don't know if you guys know Todd Durkin, but I love TV, man. He like when I started learning about him and hearing from him, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm so aligned with this man. Like the things that we talk about and like his purpose here and like all this stuff. And he's, you know, he was a personal trainer and he's a coach and he knows how to be like that businessman, but also just that fire-breathing dragon. And he's like written a book, which that's something that I plan to do in my future. And he's all about like, yes, like doing all these things, but also very much like you need to have your yellow mellow time. Like you need to have time where you disconnect and go to the mountains and like, you know, just be and let yourself feel inspired and write and plan your life out. So I'm very much aligned with him and he inspires me a lot. He has an awesome podcast. If you guys want to check him out. And we got to see him at World Conference and for the Fit Body World Conference, and that was like amazing. I always remember that. It was awesome. And honestly, like my team inspires me. Like everybody on our team has like their own unique strengths, and I find it really awesome. And it's just like they inspire me. Like Valencia's always doing like these crazy things, but it's like it's awesome because he's willing to like push himself in order to see what he can do and like willing to get uncomfortable. And just like he doesn't even do it to like prove anything to anyone else. Like he just does it for himself and his own growth and to see like what he's capable of. And I think that's really awesome. And I kind of already touched on these two, like why I admire them. And you know, I can talk about everybody. Like, you know, Gus over here is not afraid to like speak up and like share his words of like affirmations with you and his thoughts and like positive messages. And I know that sometimes that like I think them, but I don't always speak them. And he's definitely like getting me inspired to like just speak my mind out a little bit more when I feel a certain way, because people can't read my mind. And yeah, just like everybody on the team, man, they're all awesome, and I'm grateful to be working with a bunch of people that inspire me to just be better every day.
Awesome. Yes. I second that. I mean, I wouldn't be working as hard as I do if you guys didn't inspire me every single day. Like, our team is absolutely amazing.
Yes. Go Dream Team.
Yeah.
First, I want to say your mom's awesome. She's so cool. She's like, I don't know, I just love her vibe and her, like, she's just so alive, and I love that, and I hope that when I am older, I am like that, because she's just, I was living for that, so. A couple people that, I have a couple of people, but the ones that I would like to talk about today, of course, it's like you guys, some of you guys are, it's my mom. I didn't have my dad growing up, so my mom, for me, seeing her from the good and the bad, just like a little bit like Coach Daniel. I know your dad, he said you learn from the bad and the good. So I learned from the bad and the good, and she's someone that is always right. Everything she says, she's always right. If she sees me doing something I'm not supposed to, she'll warn me, and then I, like always, have to learn the hard way. So I do it, and then she's all right. But she's someone that, man, like she's gone through so much. She's made it this far, and I am here, and I owe it to her to be as great as I can. And she just like inspires me every day, just because of, like, being a woman, a single mom, working hard and not depending on a man. I think that is like awesome. So I just love her, and she's just awesome to me. And then another woman that inspires me, her name is Anna. She actually used to be my an old boss of mine in my other job. She's just someone that I look up to because she's strong, motivated. She's always ready. She has kids, and she's a single mom as well. But she works so hard, and she's always tested me. She's always pushed me. She's always believed in me. And just like seeing someone so put together, so confident, so just like strong like that, is just like, I aspire to be like that, and I want to be like that put together every day, and just that focused. And she's just so driven, and I love that, and I respect her so much. Another person that inspires me is someone that, like, walking in and sitting down, I was like, whoa, I want to be her. It's Coach Kat. When I first came in here, during the hiring process, when I was trying to get in, yeah, she was actually one that that inspires me. I think she's just, I mean, just seeing her, the way she was performing, how hard she goes, and it's just like, I want to be just as great. But also, she has an amazing heart, guys. I don't know, I'm sure a bunch of you guys know this, but I just like that one time, like just recently, you guys invited me to Aaliyah's birthday party, and man, she welcomed me with just like, oh my God, it just feels so good, and I think like she's amazing. I felt accepted, welcomed genuinely, so I just wish there was more people like that. And
I do love you guys.
Can you give me a hug?
And she's just so strong, I can tell. And I just want to be like that more and more every day. So, all right.
I'm sorry, thank you.
We have it on camera.
That's forever.
Oh man, all right. I love it. I love it. I appreciate that very much. Very much. Awesome.
Oh man, that was awesome.
We're so coming back to you.
That's it.
Thank you guys for being vulnerable. Thank you guys, that was awesome.
I was gonna circle back to talk about you guys. You guys are neat. But no, like same thing as what everybody else said. Man, it's hard. I can't top that, dude. But thank you guys, like genuinely.
I mean, also I get inspired by every one of you guys. I mean, I'm just so blessed to be in this environment with everyone. I mean, seeing you guys go, and I mean, just like, Coach Shawn, you believe in me. You gave me the opportunity to be here. I'm just like, I can't even express how thankful I am to you guys for giving me that opportunity, because like, thanks to you guys, everyone here, I am more, like, it's my vision to what I want in life. It's just more clear every single day. Susie, you're just a badass. You're smart, you're driven, you're beautiful. You come in here and you attack everything you do, and it's just like, I have a question, bam. Valencia, oh my God, dude, you're just, the stuff in your brain.
That's all you have to say.
Like, I wish I was that smart, and you're just like, dude, you kill it all the time, and Shawn is freaking brilliant too. He's just like, the stuff that comes out of his brain too, it's just like, geez. Ariana, man, she's awesome. Like, I love our chemistry. She's so compassionate. She's so like fired up, and like, everyone is just awesome, and you guys just inspire me too. So I love you guys.
See what I mean? Gus is not afraid to like speak up and these positive words and affirmations. I love it. I love it.
Thank you guys, that was awesome.
I think we gotta end it on that. That was
Who inspires you guys? Let
yeah,
us
we
know.
Oh man.
Oh man. Anybody watching, you guys, let us know. I'm gonna go check Instagram.
gotta go.
I just feel like we had like a little mini session like this.
Tom says Coach Valencia in the modifications.
I'm gonna change it. That means it's gonna be easier.
By the way, the most interesting thing to watch is Valencia and Shawn having a conversation.
Oh my goodness.
What do you mean?
It's just.
It's so like high level and
Yeah.
technical and just like it's crazy. It's fun to watch.
I
I feel like I'm gonna read like
What's
a
up, lady?
dictionary to have a conversation.
Yeah, I need a translator when you guys talk. 'Cause it's
When I talk to Shawn, I have to like bring as much out of me as possible. And I don't know how much I know. I will always like. That's probably like a problem that I have. Is like I'll humble myself to the dirt. But these guys make me like, they force me to be like, no, you know what you're doing. You're able to do it. Like bring it out of yourself. Like I wouldn't be able to take. I don't think I would be certain in myself or confident in the risks that I'm able to take and the things that I'm able to do, and just trying to like aspire for literally as much as I can feasibly ever do if it wasn't for these guys right here. Because I mean, Susie was the first person to talk me through the hiring process, and like, you said something that it's like, this environment is going to be the environment that actually like, brings me out of like where I'm at, like really brings the most out of me. And I can confidently say like the person that I was like, it's been like what, a year, 4 or 5 months?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like a year or 5 months ago is an extremely different person to who I am right now in almost every single facet of life. And like Kat says, I'm always doing something crazy. I gotta talk to you about that on March 5th. I already have something planned out, but yeah.
That's why you asked for the
Yes.
Oh
What do we
man.
got?
Nayeli, well, Libby says hi. Hi, Libby.
What's up, Libby?
So Nayeli says, you guys are my inspiration besides my family. I'm so glad I found you guys. I had gone to gyms before, but that's why I always quit, because there was no real support. But you, Fit Family, and coaches have pushed me and believe in me and never gave up on me, and still keep doing it, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you for all you do and for the love and support. Aw, you are welcome.
Thank you, Nayeli. We love you.
You're crushing it. Monica says that her mom inspires her. She raised her brother and her basically by herself. She dedicated her life to us and her grandkids.
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Moms are awesome.
Hi, Becky.
Hello, Becky.
Hi.
Woo. Lily says, hey guys, appreciate you all.
Hey, Lily.
Thank you. We love you guys. We love being here for you guys, man, and hopefully, yeah, like we inspire you guys. That's what we want, is for you guys to get better, and if we can help you guys out with that, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh man, well this was an amazing conversation
Yes, it
today. I
was.
loved it. Oh,
Don't
man.
forget Valentine theme.
Yes. All this love going around. Oh my gosh, love is
It's in
totally
the air.
in the air, you guys. Saturday, come in for your workout. I think the session's already like full, but you guys put yourself on the wait list, because sometimes people will cancel. You'll get in and just come in, you guys, full of love, wearing your red, your pink, I don't know, whatever. I feel like I need to go get like a Valentine's Day shirt. A little Valentine's Day theme for you guys on Saturday, and it's gonna be a cardio day, and it's a kickoff to our My Zone challenge, so you know it's gonna be a sweaty one, and our hearts are gonna be pumping.
Can't wait.
Yes. Oh, all right. Oh, we got one more message. Here we go from Libby. She says, I find inspiration in a variety of people and things, but I think the positive reinforcement from the Fit Fam coaches, the 5 a.m. crew, and my family and friends is inspiring and helps to keep me in the right frame of mind when tough days challenge me. Yes, you guys, it's so important to have like amazing people around you that are going to support you and lift you up and push you to be better. We all need that. So awesome, and luckily we're all part of Fit Fam, so we're good.
We all support each other here.
We're good to
Yeah.
go.
Awesome.
Woo, nice. All right, you guys, is that or we got some?
That's good. I think that's good.
That was
Perfect.
perfect. That was perfect. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dream Team. Love you guys. And
We're Dream Team.
Becky says, and our hearts will beat out of our chests. Yes, that's how we gonna end it right here. All right, guys, hands in the family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Family!
Oh yeah.